Hey, we're starting in about 2 minutes, y'all. 2 minutes. Stand by. Welcome back, y'all. Meet me on the 50. We getting set up. Give me about a minute. Make sure everything looking good for y'all. Hey man, we got a big interview tonight, y'all. We got Mr. Ryan Hicks, aka Tapemaster. It's about to be a good one. About to be a good one. Hey man, welcome back. Meet me on the 50. We are into our second, I want to say this is our second or third Meet the Media episode. Tonight we have special guests, man. Legendary guests, bro. You think about what's going on, Jubak, what's up, what's up? Hey, man, if you think about Band Media, you can't mention Band Media without mentioning this brother's name right here, man. I want to say he may be the first, if not one of the first, media personnel, man. Somebody that tracked marching bands, recorded them, and made them available for public distribution, man. And I'm talking about before YouTube, before any of these streaming services, man. We gonna get into it tonight, man. So before we do, like we always start off, man, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. Stick around for a while, because you know we gonna keep on bringing what we bringing this hotness to you. We got in the war. I'm about to say war rooms. Speaking of war rooms, before we get to war rooms, let's get to the chat room. Yeah. Hey, hands down, the originator, bro. War rooms, meaning Bambo season is upon us. As you see at the bottom of the screen, January 24th, we are getting into Bambo 2. The battles don't start on the 24th, which is this Thursday, but we are going to display all the 16 bands. We're gonna name all the 16 bands that will be participating this season for Bambo 2. Bambo, if you're new to it, is pretty much a tournament that I created that involves the 16 best bands from the previous season. So for the entire tournament, it's gonna be in a bracket format, just like the NCAA or any other kind of playoff format. It's gonna be 8 on this side, 8 on that side, and they're gonna work towards the middle until it's the final 2 bands, and boom, they're gonna play for the championship. Last year was Southern versus Norfolk. They both made it to the championship, and Southern ended up winning that whole thing, man. But this season is gonna be a little different. We're gonna bring some new bands, some new things gonna be going on. So make sure you come back here Thursday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're gonna get started with Bambo 2. All right. Let's go ahead and dial in Mr. Ryan Hicks, aka Tapemaster. And let's get this thing started, man. Hey, if you need beats, make sure you are reaching out to PYB, because he has what you need, bro. His SoundCloud, PHUCKYOBEATS. PYB, all right? There he is. Hey, y'all. Hey, hold on one second real quick, Ryan. Let me give you your proper introduction, brother. Hey, man, we have on the phone right now, about to be on video, Mr. Ryan Hicks, a.k.a. Tapemaster, man. Brother, this, you can't, like I said, you cannot mention Band Media without mentioning this brother, man. We going to get into his history, get into how he started up. Yeah, turn that volume down, Ryan. Hey, we going to get into everything, man. So, without further ado, on the air, man, Mr. Ryan Hicks. Let me go ahead and bring in the video. Make sure y'all get this man thumbs up, flames, and all that in the comment section, bruh. Can you hear me, Ryan? You walking around, Ryan? You hear me? He's showing me. Oh, he's showing me the video. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, all right, all right. Hey, what was you showing the people? What was that on the bed just now, bro?
Huh?
What was that you were showing them?
Oh, I was showing. I'm watching the video, man. I was just looking at the video, but I got it together now. We together.
All right, cool, man. Hey, so give us a little intro, bro. So, hey, you gotta turn the volume down on the thing. We hear the echo.
Okay. What about now?
Oh, that should be good right there. Let me see. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah. What about now?
Yeah, that should work. That should work. All right, man. Who we got on the phone, man? This is Mr. Tapemaster. Give us a little brief rundown, bro. Tapemaster. Who is Tapemaster?
Yeah, Tapemaster is he's a music guy, perfectionist. Lots of energy, style. Just that type of a guy. Love the band stuff. Been doing it for quite some time now. I love filming band. I recently retired in 2015 from filming bands, but I still have plenty of footage. Still thinking about actually coming back and recording, but haven't quite made up my mind yet. But yeah, I love the media. I got plenty of band footage, pretty much everybody that you can think of. I mean, footage everywhere. And you know, when I say footage everywhere, I mean, let me see here.
Hey,
are you able to see it? Can you see that?
Hey, check it. You gotta turn it over. Turn it over. Hit the button. Flip to the other camera.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let's see. Hold up.
You did a picture.
Okay. All right, here we go. What about now?
Nah, just turn the. There you go. Hey, man, what he's showing y'all people, he's saying he got footage everywhere. So these are all. What are these, DVDs or what? What is that?
DVDs. These are DVDs right here.
All right, man. Let's go ahead and get into it, bro. So how did this start, man? Like, what made you pick up a camera? When did you pick up your first camera and start recording bands? When was the first year?
1995.
95. And what model camera was that, bro? Do you remember?
It was a VHS Panasonic camera. I can't remember the model, but it was a VHS.
So let's rewind it back, people. 1995. I want to ask, man, people watching this, was you born yet? 95. What were you doing in 1995, man? I mean, people watching, I want y'all to respond in the comment section. 95, this is when this man first started Band Media, man. This is when it all began. What were you doing in 95, y'all? I'm curious to know in the comments, man. So, 1995, and you remember your first bands you recorded?
Yeah. Well, I only got one clip. I begged our camera guy when I was in high school from Cedar Grove High School, Ellenwood, Georgia. That's my high school. The person that did our media, Mr. Willie Barfield, he was one of the guys that inspired me, along with DJ the Video Master. They made me want to, film. But anyway, that's another story. But the FAMU Southern game in 1995 in the Georgia Dome, I begged him to let me film one song. The first song that Southern played, whatever it was, I didn't know what it was. I just wanted to let me get that camera. Let me try to let me do something.
Yeah.
The very first thing that I've ever filmed was "Who Can I Run To" in Georgia Dome.
And that was FAMU versus Southern?
Yes.
And what year was that?
1995.
Oh man, you got a clip. Well, I got a clip loaded of FAMU versus Southern in 2011. Man, I don't have a 95 clip. You have that on your page?
Yeah, just type in SU Who Can I Run To 1995.
Hey, let's check it out real quick, y'all. Y'all want to get into a band clip? Let's go ahead. Yeah, let's go ahead and run that real quick. We can get back to the interview. All right, 1 sec. Hey, Ryan, you see the video, right? You able to see the live on your computer?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get into it. You said SU FAMU 1995, right?
Well, no, it's just under SU Who Can I Run To 1995.
All right, let's see. We taking it back, y'all. We taking it way back, y'all. This is vintage. And when we go to this channel, make sure y'all subscribe to Tapemaster, y'all. All right, here we go. This is Mr. Tapemaster's first video ever, y'all. Check it out. Hey, man. Hey, that's legendary right there, Ryan. It's legendary right there, brother. Hey, man.
Thank you.
So if y'all that's your first time watching that video, man, I'm not saying that Tapemaster was the very first media team. I don't know, but I'm going to go ahead and go with it, man. So that was the very first media team clip ever right there, man. I mean, we've seen band videos in the past, but I think you might be the very first one that took it this serious, bro, and made it what it was, bro. So that was dope.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir, man. So Hey, now you've been around, so obviously 95 till now, man. That's been a minute, obviously.
Yes.
Almost over 20 years.
Uh-huh.
What are the differences that you see now based off of back then? You know, a couple guys with a camera back then versus like now. Like, what have you noticed?
Well, first thing is a lot more people doing it now. It's band media is real big. Back when I got started, it wasn't big. It wasn't big at all. Matter of fact, you was looked at as kind of a weird person if you show up with this big camera at a game. It was kind of, you look kind of funny, you know,
Ryan,
doing that.
You still got the camera?
Yeah.
You still got a camera? You still got the body itself? You got the camera?
No, I don't. I have the cameras that I used my last couple of years that I was filming. I have those laid out.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I don't have my first. I don't have my first one though.
All right. Yeah, so you were saying you looked at kind of strange back then. Go ahead, finish, bro.
Yeah, you was looked at kind of strange. You know, you come into a game, this big old camera on, and you know people looking at you kind of weird. But you know, I was determined, you know, to just go and get that footage. You know, it was just something I love to do.
Yeah,
I love to film the bands. I didn't care what people said. You know, I was always, you never know when I was going to show up and have the camera in your face, you know. It was a lot of fun, you know, it was a lot of fun. But, you know, nowadays, you know, like I said, there's a lot of people doing it, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. The only gripe that I have is, you know, you have, you know, other great videographers out there. I mean, you got, you know, Killer Kev, Gerard, Edge, you know, all these great people, and, you know, they put in all this good work, and then you have other people that's not really, you know, they're not trying to put out the same kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, my thing is this. If you want to film bands, have a passion for it. Love what you do. Be professional about what you do. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't mind if it's 40 or 50 people filming, you know, that's, you know, but you don't want everybody doing the same thing.
Well, that's funny.
You know, if you go, go ahead.
Go ahead. My bad.
No, just a prime example, like if fifth quarter, if everybody goes to the 50-yard line and there's a big clump of folks right there, you have about 10, 20 people right there getting the same footage, then, I mean, you know, that's crazy. See, you know, and you know, me, when I was filming, when I used to see things like that, I would bear off somewhere where no one else was around. That makes it more unique. You don't want to do the same thing, you know, but main thing is you want professionalism. You want to be professional about what you do, and just be professional. And, you know, if you're not going to be professional about it, you know, let the real people that really take this stuff serious, let them do what they need to do, you know, and just, you know, get out of the way.
Well, let me ask you this then. So, I mean, that's actually a topic that I wanted to discuss. So, you have folks that may do it for the love, which is what you're talking about, versus something that wasn't really around back in your day in the 90s and 2000s. You can monetize a lot of the videos now. So, doing it for the love versus doing it for the money.
For the money.
What do you think there's a fine balance between that, or should you just do it for the love? And what's your take on that? With this whole, I mean, think about it. Back then, it was VHS tapes. You wasn't monetizing VHS unless you were selling them. You know, maybe you were selling, make about $10 on a video, something like that. Were you selling them back then, or were you just what were you doing as far as distribution back then?
Yeah, I was selling some, but the thing was back then, we traded band tapes like you trade baseball cards. That was really what I wanted to do. A lot of people, you know, well, I got a Southern Fam 93. What you got? Southern Fam 91. Let's trade. You know, it was all about trading. You get more footage. That's what I preferred, and that's kind of how I built up my collection because I traded a lot. I mean, I've met so many different people, got so much footage, but that's what we did. We just traded a lot of footage. Yeah. But you know, I did occasionally sell too.
But I mean, you think about it, travel, that's a cost. Lodging, that's a cost. Equipment, that's a cost. You know, so yeah. You figure back then you were eating that whole bill, man.
Right.
You know, so that's one plus about monetization on YouTube, where at least you can offset some of that cost now. So you go into the games and you're able to offset some of those costs. Do you agree?
Right. Yeah, I mean, the money is good. The money is good. But my thing is, while you're out there filming, doing your thing, don't mess it up for anybody else. Because right now, it's hard to get those media credentials. Some cases, I mean, it's kind of hard, and that's because you got so many people coming in. They with this group, they with that group, and and it's just so much going on. Yeah. So if you're going to get those media credentials, act like you got some sense, and do the right thing. Now, the money is good. Go out there, make your money, but be professional about it. Now, if you're not going to be professional, then you don't need to be out there.
Well, let me ask you this then. I mean, so when you say professionalism, are you saying that as a media team that you hold some responsibility as far as the footage you capture or the footage that you release? I mean,
well, record professional.
Well, let me ask you this. Let me rephrase it then. So, if something were to tarnish the image of a school or a band, and that's something that you saw on the show, do you have a responsibility to record that or not record that, or to distribute it or not distribute it as a media provider?
Well, okay. You mean like if the band mess up during the show?
No, I mean something that's going to tarnish the image, man. Like a fight breaks out, or something that's just something that somebody gets really injured and they ankle break in half or something crazy like that.
Right.
What do you think about? Do we hold some kind of responsibility to record things and not record things, or what?
Well, you never want negativity out. You don't want negativity out there. But when you think about HBCU band history, you always want that history. You always want to, because it's history. Whether a fight breaks out or whatever, people are entitled to know the history. You don't want to see two bands fighting, color guards fighting and all that. You don't want to see that. But it's history. I mean, it's negative history, but it's HBCU history.
Right. Because you mentioned the whole thing about not messing it up for other teams, and that kind of leads into my next point, man. So back then there were no in-house media teams within a school. Like each band did not have their own media team. It was. I hear somewhat of an echo over there, man. You got your speakers up?
No, they're down.
Okay,
they're down. Okay, go ahead.
So back then it was just the independent guys that came to the games and recorded the stuff. There weren't in-house media teams, right?
Right.
Nowadays in 2018, 2019, almost every band has their own media team now, right?
Right.
So that I asked the question about, do we have, as independent media teams, have to take additional steps to make sure that we aren't messing it up for other people by recording certain things or acting unprofessionally, like you said?
Right. There are certain things that you can record, and there are certain things you should know not to record. If you're a media team for your Jackson States, your Southern universities, let those media teams get those close-up shots. That's their job, to get the exclusive stuff, right in your face, walking through the band. That's exclusive stuff that belongs to them. That's their. I mean, these are these guys' groups. So you can't get those shots. You can't do that, and you can't get mad if somebody tell you, hey, you can't be right here. You see what I'm saying? You find somewhere else to go. You can still get shots from the field, but to be right up in you can't do that. When you have a media team, your media teams get the most exclusive stuff. Period.
And that's the culture transition though, man. Because remember, like I said, that wasn't the case a decade ago. You know what I'm saying? So It's like you got folks who've been doing it for a minute that have become accustomed to be able to get the shots they want to get wherever they want to be. You know what I'm saying? So to say, hey man, nah, you got to stay away. It's almost like, what? Like this is, I've been doing this. Who are you to tell me? So it's a transition in a culture shift, bro. And So do you see? I mean, with additional in-house teams being created, is there going to be a need for the independent media team?
Well, I mean, if you love what you do, I mean, there's no knocking it. If you still want to film, I mean, because I mean, there are people that love to film, and they just want to film just to have some footage. You know, there's some people just want to have it and get some good shots, good clean shots, and you know, have it looking nice and professional. Yeah. You know, you don't knock them. Let them film. You know, let them film. You know, let them film. I think, yeah, whoever wants to film, let them film. But my thing is, just don't mess it up for people that's been in the game, that's been doing it. You know, don't mess it up. You know, don't, you know, if, you know, like you get in the way of their shots. You know, you get stand right in front of the camera. I mean, you know, come on now, you know, move out of the way, get in, you know, find somewhere else to go, you know, and film.
Hey, do me a favor real quick, Ryan. Man, look, over Ryan's right shoulder right here, it may look like a stack of books or something like that, but that's not, those aren't books, right? Hey, give him a tour real quick, Ryan. Give him a quick tour, man.
Can you see that?
Hey, look, people. What y'all? Yeah, that's fine. Leave it just like that, man. What y'all looking at here? I want y'all to take a close look at this, man, and get a quick count and estimate what y'all think the count is on. These are all VHS tapes, man. You know how much footage this is right here, Ryan. Man,
yeah.
hey, what? You got to get a fireproof, waterproof safe, bro, and put them things, lock these things away. Hey, read through some of the names of these tapes right here, man.
Let's see. Morris Brown versus Miles, 1999.
Tapemaster. Tapemaster.
Yes,
no, I'm just saying, I'm shouting you out, bro. That's why they call this man the Tapemaster. Y'all thought it was just a name, bro. Look at this man's closet.
Sonic Boom of the South, season 97. With the Alabama State season 92. What do we have? Circle City Classic 2003, FAMU versus Jackson State.
Bruh.
Morris Brown versus Howard 2002. What else we got? We got Prairie versus Grambling 2002.
What's the most vintage joint you got? What's the oldest tape you have in there? Going back to what?
The oldest tape? 1954 Ohio State.
Woo! And is it still audible? Like, how's it sound? Have you watched it?
It's on YouTube.
Okay, now we're gonna have to link the. You want to pull it up real quick?
Yeah, it's either 54 or 56. Ohio State. Just click on it on my page.
Tapemaster, y'all. I told y'all, man. I told y'all this is the GOAT right here. Y'all thought I was playing. You said it's what? What's the name of it?
Ohio State. It's either 1954 or 1956. I think it's 56.
Let's see. Yeah, Stanford game.
Yeah.
Hey, I checked. Hey, look at this 19, brother. He has stuff that goes back to the 50s, man. All right, here we go. Check it out, y'all. Tapemaster, y'all.
Okay.
Crazy, bro. Crazy. Hey, y'all want to go check out this whole video, man? Type in Ohio State 1956, man. We gonna go and get back into it, bro. So We spoke briefly on media teams, man. Who are some of your favorites, man? That's from today or from from yesteryear. Just who are your favorites?
It's so many. It's so many. Favorites. Wow. Two of my favorites are the ones that actually got me started. And like I said, that was DJ, the Video Master, and Mr. Willie Barfield. Those were my favorites. They got me started. Right now, I'm loving Gerard over at Marching Sport. I'm loving my buddy Edge, Human Jukebox, Killer Kev, Smash Time.
They all doing
all of them. My boy, I can't think of his name right now. Over there, Jackson State media team. I'm loving what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Really, all those guys, man. I'm loving everything that they do. I'm a big fan. I'm always watching their footage, and they're good at what they do.
Awesome,
man. Hats off to them. Yeah. Hats off to them. I love it.
And it's like I went down to the Dallas State Fair Classic between Texas Southern and Southern, man, and I just got a chance to see how serious it really is, man. A couple of us do it somewhat up here on the East Coast, but it's like teams really they out there with the steady cams and the drone shots and everything, bro. It's a big deal, man. And just think about how far it's come, bro. Like you said, 95 is when you started, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it's come so far, bro.
It has.
So you plan on getting back out there, or what's your plan as far as band media? You got anything up your sleeve for Tapemaster's YouTube channel?
I'm working on some things. If I don't get out there, then maybe I'll put my own media team together.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to one of my close buddies, Mr. What they call him, Mr. Yard Boy 357. That's my sidekick. He helped me film in 2015. Mr. Steven Yarbrough. That's one of my close buddies. Hell of a videographer. He's an upcoming guy. So keep your eyes out for him.
All right, cool. So is he on a YouTube channel as well, or he has his own channel, or what?
No, I'm not sure if he has his own channel. He just helped me film, and then I combined our footage together. But he should get him a channel because he's good enough to do his own thing.
So I think just going back, man, I joined thefifthquarter.com, I want to say in 1998, which was formerly called The Ranks. The Ranks, I think.
Yeah,
hey, Chris,
I remember that.
Hey, Chrissy, are you on here, man? We need you to chime in. We about to get into fifth quarter history right here.
Oh, yes.
So anybody from thefifthquarter.com from back in that era, and you in the comments, man, let's get it going. So now back in 98, there were events that we called the NLBH. AKA the Night of the Living Bandheads, man.
Yes, sir.
How and why did they die out? Let me go and rewind that. So NLBH, man, if you're new to the term and you watching, man, so you seen the movie Night of the Living Dead. It was when, at night all the zombies came out and they went and tore everybody up. They did brains out. Well, we weren't eating brains, but we was up all night watching band tapes, man. And Tapemaster, man, you see over his shoulder right there, those are all the tapes. He was one of the main contributors, man. So we went on a boat cruise one time, an NLBH on a cruise, man. And we sailed around for maybe an hour or two, maybe 2 or 3 hours just watching tapes, man, on a big projector. We went to a couple events in Norfolk. I think A&T held an NLBH. So having said that, man, what happened to the NLBHs, man, and how we get them back started? That's what we got to figure out.
Well, I can tell you one thing that happened. YouTube happened.
Oh, it's true, though. You think about it, yeah, because it was so exclusive. Like, you would go, it's all right. So NLBH, man, hey, y'all. So if I had all my Norfolk A&T, because let's say I'm local to those two bands, right? We would meet up, let's say in Atlanta, Georgia, and everybody from their own city, whether it be New Orleans or Florida or wherever, we'd all meet up, and you would bring tapes respective to your city, man. So it was like your eyes were becoming open to these new bands that you never really seen like that, man. Like one band that I always wanted to see, man, because I saw pictures but I never heard, was Texas Southern, man. And I was just very, very intrigued by their style and everything, man. So when I finally got a
Shout out
chance
to my boy Clarence Gibson too.
Yeah, man, I'm about to have him on the show Thursday, man. He's gonna be on the show.
That's my homeboy.
Oh, cool. So the NLBH was so special, man. Night of Living Bandheads was so special because you met up with all these people from all over the nation, and they brought tapes of bands that you never really seen like that. So like you said,
right.
YouTube, man, it's at a click of a button now. So the exclusivity and the you know, just that mystery ain't there no more, bro.
Right.
It's not there. That's crazy. I never thought of it that way. I was thinking that NLBH was something we did annually, bro, and it was something we always looked forward to because, you know, it was like the meetup for that year, and you was looking forward to seeing these clips of these bands that you never seen before, and it ain't like that no more, man.
No, man, it's not like that, man. You know, that stuff is so fun, man. I remember, man, like 2000, 2001, when a lot of my homies used to get out of, when they got out of school, spring break, or when they used to get out for Christmas, everybody, they would come meet at my house. Everybody got their season tape. You know, everybody got their season tape. I got some A&M at the house. I got some J-State. I got some Southern. I got some Fam. I got some Bethune. Everybody got their season tape, man. And everybody want to show what they did for the season. You know, sometimes we'll throw some meat on the grill. And we just watch everybody's season tape, man. We'll start watching footage at about 5 o'clock in the evening and probably stop at about 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was, man, it was something special, man. Everybody had their season tape, man. Notice I said tape.
Yeah. No, I think the very first season tape that I seen was the 1998 Alabama A&M. Remember that tape? A&M? Oh man,
98 A&M.
That 98 tape they put out. And it was put out, and it was to the soundtrack of Hard Knock Life by Jay-Z.
Yeah, that's 98 right there.
So the whole joint kicked off. It's a hard knock life. And that was the whole joint was pretty much labeled the Hard Knock season tape, man. And it was almost like a mixtape style the way they did it, man.
Right, I remember that. I got that tape.
I think it's on YouTube now. Actually, if y'all look up AAMU 98 season tape or something like that, you'll probably find it. But man, so let's see what's going on in the comments. Y'all got any comments on this? Any questions for Mr. Hicks, man? Go ahead and post them up. Who's this? Hey, Uncrowned, man, you about to get blocked off of the damn thing. All right, let's go ahead and trolling. Yeah. Hey, Garrett said my boy gave you the thumbs up, gave you the pound.
Yeah, that's my boy right there.
Yeah.
That's my buddy. Good dude.
All right. Hey, man, give me another clip we can go to, man. I got the 2011 FAMU Southern fifth quarter queued up.
Yeah, that was one of my funnest games, man. Filming. I love that game, man. I love that. Anytime Florida A&M Southern University meets up, it's always something special. Yeah. You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and run that real quick, man.
Okay.
All right, where we go? All right, check it out. SU FAMU 2011. This is Tapemaster's footage right here. was deep, deep.
Yeah, man, they were pretty deep that year, man. Pretty deep.
2011.
Pretty deep. Yeah.
Hey, I got a couple questions for you in the comment section, bro.
Okay.
All right, so Ash asks you, what do you plan to do with the tapes that you still have?
I'm always keep those. I'm always going to keep those. I'm in the process of trying to put all that stuff on a DVD or some source of something. I want to put them on something. But, you want to keep the original tapes. You always keep your original videos. That's history. Keep the original videos. So that's what I'm going to do. But I'm in the process of transferring everything.
Yeah. So, I mean, you got to get like I got a bunch of them that I have in my garage, man. And the longer they sit in the elements, bro, the worse they're going to sound, bro. So I got to hurry up and get them things copied over to DVD or something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What else we got here? What high school or college did you attend?
Okay, I went to Cedar Grove High School. Just went to Cedar Grove High School, Ellenwood, Georgia.
You said Cedar Grove? What? That's in Georgia. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you go to college or no?
No, I didn't.
Okay, all right. So Cedar Grove High School, y'all.
Cedar Grove, yes.
All right.
Shout out to my band director, Mr. Michael DeQuier. That was my band director.
Cool. And then the Horn Goddess asks, what was your favorite battle of the 2018 season?
Of the 2018 season, let's see. I like the Alcorn and Jackson State battle. It reminded me of some of these early 90s, late 80s battles. You wouldn't, if you hadn't seen any of those battles, you wouldn't understand where I'm coming from. But it reminded me of some of them late 80 battles, reminded me of the stuff that I watched consistently.
I mean, it's called the Soul Bowl, man. It's called the Soul Bowl for a reason, bro.
The Soul Bowl, yeah. And if my boy Steve is still watching, I was trying to tell him that's what it's called, because some years I noticed they call it the Capital City Classic. And then some years, I guess when they said Alcorn is the Soul Bowl, I don't know how they do it.
I don't know. I agree, though. It was a sleeper, though. It seemed like they always played each other hard, man. And did you see the Alcorn versus Southern game the first time they played?
Yeah, I did.
And it's like, man, I mean, Alcorn, they showed up, bro. They showed up that game, man. He definitely surprised me, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed Alcorn, man. I enjoyed Alcorn that day, man. They had a lot of energy, and man, they reminded me of some of those early '90s Alcorn bands, man. If you haven't seen Alcorn from '97 on down, you're missing a treat. Check out, especially '95. '95 Alcorn is my favorite Alcorn band.
Man, and it's like back then, it was so many different styles, bro. And it's like it seemed like we in the loudness area right, man. So
yes. Back then, no, it wasn't all about that. Back then, everybody had their own style. It was very different back then, man. Like you said, you need to talk about that element of surprise too. To go back to that, man, it was so funny, man. My high school band played at the Southern Jackson State game in 1995. Cedar Grove, we did the post-game show. And it was funny, Southern got in the stands long before Jackson State did. And when Jackson State marched by playing Get Ready, Southern just looked at them. There wasn't no stand up and blow them off beat or none of that. It was kind of a different day back then. You had a little more respect back then. Yeah, I mean, that J-State, they came in probably about, I would say maybe about 15 minutes after Southern did, and Southern just looked at them. Wasn't no blowing off beat.
I don't think. I see what you're saying about the respect thing, but I also look at it like, you familiar with World Star Hip Hop, right? So the World Star day and age is, if it's on tape, then it's on tape forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you get blowed on and it's on tape, that ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's never going anywhere.
So back then, it was less likely to see video cameras out there. So that respect or that letting the band march past you and not blowing them, it wasn't a thing, because it was like, look, it's just it wasn't a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
the tape era hadn't begun yet. But now that it has, it's like you want to put people on blast because you know it's going to be cemented in history. I can go back and watch this YouTube clip from last year and see my band trash your band. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So I want to say YouTube and World Star and all that, man, that changed the culture. I don't know if it's a disrespect thing, but I think it's just the shock value has gone way up, man.
It is.
Because
it has. It has. I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, there's nothing wrong with it. You know, you always want to capture those moments because that's, like I said, that's history.
Yeah.
And that's what we love the history. We love to go back and watch it and, you know, 10 years later and be like, man, I remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's good history. Good HBCU history. You want to have that.
So Antonio asks, so what are your top 2 moments that you remember taping?
One of them that I know right off top of my head was Southern versus Alabama State in 2005. I'll never forget filming in Then What. That might have been the first time they played it. And all I remember is after that tune, I had a serious headache, and I remember sitting down on the bench next to the one of the football players. And I sat down for about 5 minutes because it just hurt my head real bad.
And what band played that?
Southern from 2005 versus Alabama State in Mobile.
And Then What, huh? That was the first time they played it?
I think that was the first time they played it, yeah. And it just, and matter of fact, that is, the clip is on YouTube. That was the first time, you know, they played it, I think, and that made my head hurt. I had to sit on the bench, man. It was just too much.
Hey, Tapemaster, look, you ain't hear from me, man, but you might want to go ahead and lawyer up and go ahead and file for that PTSD claim and send that claim over to Southern, man, because, you know, you're still suffering from it, man. Sound like. You know what I'm saying? So you might be able to win that case, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a game, man. That was a great game. What would be another one? I really enjoyed filming the 1999 SWAC championship, Southern and Jackson State, in Legion Field, Birmingham, Alabama.
Wow.
That was the very first SWAC championship. You had almost all the SWAC bands in the stadium. They had a battle of the bands at the end of the game. Mm-hmm. And that was very entertaining. Very entertaining.
So what year did the fifth quarters begin? Do you remember that? Like
what year did the fifth quarters begin?
Yeah, was that something that started? What decade would you think that began? Like staying after the game and bands going back and forth.
Well, it started a long time ago. Really, who made it popular was Alcorn and Southern University. Uh-huh. They made the fifth quarters popular. They started that. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I will say this: they started it, and then once a Southern grad left Southern and went to Jackson State, it escalated into a big thing, a very big thing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. So Alcorn and Southern, they kind of started it, but then when someone left from Southern and then got over Jackson State, and then that's when the chaos really began.
All right, so I got another question from the Horn. So he or she says, what's the she? Goddess. So JSU, they blocked up in front of Texas Southern Band Hall in the 80s, and I heard they blowed at them. The next year, Texas Southern came back and brought neck out. You got all that on tape? So,
I don't have the first part that you said, but the neck came out in '84. That was the first time Texas Southern rocked that. They rocked it on J State in Jackson. Actually, man, it was a big deal. They rocked that, and they ended the show with Purple Rain. Purple Rain had just came out maybe about a week or two before that game, and they had the singer out there, and it was, the Ocean definitely represented that day, 1984.
That was in '84, huh? You have that on your
That
YouTube channel?
I have. Yeah, I do. I do have that show, I believe, and I do have Purple Rain as a separate. I have Purple Rain by itself, and I do have that show too.
We might close out with that one. That sounds like a good closer right there.
Yeah.
I got some more questions for you. So, Kaylin asks, what school would you say would have fit your style if you did go to college?
What school would fit my style?
Like he's asking, what school would you have chose to march at? I guess that's what he's asking.
Southern University. That's always been my school. No one knows.
So what made you choose Southern? Why you say that? What about the Southern University band do you like?
Well, the background that I came up from, I came up from a Jackson State Southern University environment. My high school band imitated Southern. So my first time seeing that band was in 1994 in person. Went down there, got a chance to play with them and see what they do in the band room and everything. And when I saw the type of stuff they did, it was actually for the Southern Jackson game in '94. When I heard that and I saw that, it blew my mind. It really blew my mind. And then when I heard Jackson State later that day, they blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I knew it was either going to be Southern or Jackson State at that time. And then we went to the Southern Jackson game the next year, '95. And that just did it for me. And then later, a couple of months later, that's when Southern came and played Fam in the Dome, and I had my first time to pick up a camera and record that Who Can I Run To? And it was just, I kind of had my mind made up. I love that band, love the school, love everything about them.
Good gracious, that's history right there, y'all. How many of y'all knew that? So Garrett asks, what was your favorite New Orleans high school battle?
Well, I love every time St. Aug and Kennedy battle. Anytime. Well, back in those days, it's just, I love that band. I love everything about it. I love Kennedy. Kennedy's always been my favorite New Orleans band. Real clean, real precise. And when I say that, I'm talking about the Kennedy from my days that I had to see. I'm talking your 97s, your 98s, your 96s, those Kennedy bands. But I always love St. Aug. I always love a good St. Aug Kennedy battle. I love a good St. Aug Kennedy battle. And then I guess in the later years, a good Carver Reed battle. I love a good Carver Reed battle. And that's kind of where I left off at. I love Walker. I love Walker, but I can't really, pair him up with anybody really. I know Walker and St. Aug does go against each other, nowadays, a good bit. But my favorite battles, I love looking at a good Kennedy St. Aug battle from back in the day. That's my absolute favorite. Yeah, and then, like I said, Carver and Reed. Mm-hmm.
And you look at, you talking pre-Katrina, man. It's good to see so many of these bands that had problems getting back on their feet. They finally getting back on their feet, man. And even programs that didn't have a good they didn't have a strong representation before, like Edna Carr, for example. Like they doing big things now, though. So it's good to see all these bands in New Orleans finally, getting back together, getting back on their feet.
Right.
All right, what we got? I'm gonna give you a few more questions, man. Then we gonna close it out. But
okay.
So says why? Okay, do you have any trombone or trumpet battles on your page?
Let's see, trombone and trumpet battles.
Or in your closet. Or in your closet, I guess, period. In your
Well, they're in my closet. Okay. I got them in my closet. I don't have many on my page. I need to take time out and really put all this stuff, as much as I can, on YouTube. Mm-hmm. And for a lot of y'all that don't know, this is my third YouTube page. Mm. They deleted my first two pages. I had some stuff on there, a couple of marches, and of course you can't put that stuff on YouTube. No. But my last two pages had some very, 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 very good classic stuff on there.
Yeah.
I'm just rebuilding this page. This page doesn't have the page I have now. It's all right, but I need to put some more time into it because I got a lot of stuff that I can show you all. I got some really, really good stuff. And I'll put some more time into it and put some good classic footage out there for y'all because I know y'all gonna love it.
Yeah,
you're gonna love it.
Absolutely. Oh, that's Mo, man. I marched with Mo. This is Maurice from Morgan State. He played trombone, man. So that's one of my boys that we marched together back in 99, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, matter of fact, hey man, you know what? I have some 19. Let me see. Wait a minute. I got some 1983 Morgan State. I have some 1983 Morgan State that I need to put on YouTube.
We marched fast as a mud back then, did we, man? We used to march
so
fast.
The tempo was up. The tempo was so fast. And you know what? A lot of bands did that.
Man.
Hey, it is what it is.
I gotta see that. I gotta see that. If you can post that up, man, send me a text, man. I will share it out gladly, bro. I definitely want to see that, man.
1983. Yeah, I got that. Mm-hmm.
Tempo was crazy, bro.
Oh man,
the Horn Goddess asked, "Why didn't you choose Morris Brown since you're from Georgia? As far as going to college, why you didn't choose Mo Brown?" Hey, he had to take a sip of the Brown. Dang, it's like that.
Well, Morris Brown. I mean, they had a good band. It's just my heart, I guess at a young age, when I first got started into the, playing a horn and everything, Southern kind of took me over the edge. You know what I'm saying? They kind of took me over the edge. Southern and Jackson State and FAMU. I mean, those three were I absolutely loved them. Morris Brown, they were good. I mean, I used to see Morris Brown all the time. But every time I got a chance to see a FAM or a Jackson State or a Southern, it was like a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
I see Morris. I go down to Herndon Stadium like every Saturday, and I would see Texas Southern come to the stadium, Norfolk. They bring all these good bands in and everything, and I was kind of used to them. You know what I'm saying? But when I saw those other three bands I mentioned, it was always something very, very special. Yeah. Very special about those three. Yep.
All right. And then last one out of the comment section, bro. Super Hot Fire asks, do you have the 2005 Pine Bluff versus Southern game?
Yes, I do. I have three different versions.
Hey man, it's a Tapemaster. Y'all know Tapemaster got it, man. So what I can do is I can tally up all these requests, and I can probably send them to you, Ryan, and then maybe
do that.
And then you can post them up, and when you do that, I can let everybody know and link everybody to them.
Okay.
That'll work.
Do that.
That'll work.
Do that.
Man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, I appreciate you joining me this evening, man. On Meet the Media. This is This is legendary right here, y'all. If you have not already, go to Tapemaster, all one word. Hit the subscribe button, and like Brother Ryan said, he may not be out there in the field, this coming season, but he plans on either starting his own team up, which is going to be dope in itself, or you may see him on the 50 again, y'all. Either way, man, this is going to be dope, man. 2019 will be here before we know it, and look forward to finally meeting you in person one day, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and then that's it, man. You got any questions for me at all, or for the people? Last shots, y'all. Last shots.
Hey, I don't have anything. One thing to the videographers, I just want them to keep doing what they're doing. Stay focused. Keep putting that history out there, because 15, 20 years from now, people are going to be looking at that stuff. The younger generation is going to be looking at that, and they're going to need something to go off of, about 20 years from now.
Yeah.
So, to all those great videographers, keep doing what you're doing. Do it the best that you can, so that younger generation can have something to go off of and be like, wow, okay, this is why maybe I need to I need to get on this level. Maybe we need to get the band on that level. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's a shout out there I got to all the videographers, all those guys, my buddies,
absolutely,
close buddies.
Bro. Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
We all doing the same thing, working for the same cause, man. So with that, y'all, this has been Tapemaster Ryan Hicks, and meet me on the 50, y'all. Thanks for tuning in, And we gonna get back to y'all Thursday, y'all. We getting started with Bambo 2. Hey Ryan, if you get a chance, tune in 9 o'clock Thursday too, man. We gonna get started Bambo 2. We gonna announce all the bands that's gonna be participating, man. So
all right, I got you.
All right then. Hey y'all take it easy, y'all. Meet me on the 50. We out of here.
All right, Tapemaster.
Later.
All right.